Welcome to This Just In, a fast hour around the world of sports and how I see it. I am Dave Jacoby, in for Max Kellerman, alongside Tim Bontemps, our NBA reporter. And we start with the latest with NBA free agency news. Russell Westbrook, that guy, plans to exercise his $47 million option for next season. That would put the Lakers' top three players at a combined $129.5 million, most amongst any trio in the NBA. After agreeing with a buyout with the Rockets, John Wall is expected to sign with the Clippers. Wall has played just 40 games over the last 3 seasons, didn't play a single game last season. And, of course, we're going to talk about Kyrie Irving, because we always talk about Kyrie Irving. He's opting into his $36.5 million option with the Nets for next season. During his time in Brooklyn, Irving has missed 53% of the team's games. Oh, Kyrie Irving opted into the deal, and of course he had something cryptic to say as well. He said, quote, "Normal people keep the world going, but those who dare to be different lead us into tomorrow. I've made my decision to opt in. See you in the fall." 11, all even. I'm not sure what that last sentence means, but I am sure that we have Tim Bontemps and Matt Barnes to break it all down for us. Tim, we're going to start with you.
Sure.
How did Kyrie and the Nets get to where we are today?
I mean, really, we just should talk about daring to be different, really. We should
Yes.
spend the whole hour on that.
Lead us, Tim.
What happened here was a classic showdown in a game of chicken between Kyrie and the Nets, and Kyrie lost, right? That's why he opted in. He wanted to get a long-term max extension from the Nets. The Nets wanted to have him on a short-term commitment because he's obviously did not play much last year, has played in less games than he's missed so far as a Net in the 3 years he's with the team. And now, by getting him to opt into this one-year deal, he's on a prove-it deal. He has to come back, he has to be on the court, he has to play, the Nets have to win. If those things happen, then Kyrie Irving can get the kind of contract he wants next summer. If they don't, he might find himself in a similar situation without an option next year.
So, Matt, Tim says that Kyrie lost a game of chicken, and there's a lot of pressure on him now. How much pressure do you think there is on him to perform this season for the future of his career?
I think from the outside looking in, the media will want to put pressure on him, but Kyrie is someone who is very at peace with his game, and I think we all know when he's locked in on just focusing on basketball, he's one of the top 5 talents in this season. So I expect Kyrie to come out and have a monster all-star type season. I expect him to play at least 60 to 65 games, obviously barring injury, and really have a nice season and kind of remind people like, okay, hey, when I'm out here doing this basketball thing, I'm one of the best to do it. So, if you want to say he lost, he may have lost because obviously he wanted some more security, but at the same time, I understand why they want him to prove it. Again, he's played in less games than he's missed. And this team, we haven't really got a chance to see him and Kevin Durant really gel for an entire season. You throw Ben Simmons, this healthy Joe Harris in there, and the Nets are looking pretty good.
To Matt's point, 2 years ago when Kyrie, was healthy for the year, he played in 54 of the 72 games. He was an All-NBA selection, right? If he plays 60 to 65 games, as Matt Barnes said, the Nets likely win a ton of games. There's a very good chance he makes All-NBA. This team could be really good, and he'll get paid.
I think that's a good point. And Matt, you also make a good point that so much of the discussion around Kyrie is about how many games he played or what he tweeted or this or that. But the man is an absolute bucket. Like, how much are we going to see from him on the court this season in a contract year?
I think it's going to be a huge season, and just a rule of thumb normally for NBA players, you never want the outside noise off the court to be louder than what you're doing on the court. And it's never really been that way in Kyrie's career. He's always been someone who's produced on the court. But these last handful of years, whether it be the bubble, whether it be the vaccination, the outside noise off the court has been louder than Kyrie's game. So I expect Kyrie to come back hungry, with a vengeance, and have one of those seasons that just shows everyone, like I said, hey, I'm here, I'm a top player in the league, and this don't ever forget what I can do. So again, I think he's going to come back focused again, playing and actually getting on the court and helping this team, because when he's on the court with Kevin and these guys are able to develop their chemistry, I'm really excited. I think like the rest of the world is to see what the potential of this team is.
Yeah, the whole idea was this partnership between Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, and now it looks like we're going to see it. How should Kevin Durant feel about him opting into this contract?
I think Kevin Durant's going to be happy, Jacoby. I mean, when you look at this situation with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant, they have played a combined 58 games through their first 3 seasons together, and that includes the playoffs. That's 19 games a year, right? Now, obviously, Kevin missed the whole first year, but still, they've barely been on the court together at all. If they're on the court together 58 games this year, the Nets will be thrilled. right? That's what this is all about. Like you said, they came to Brooklyn. They wanted to do this together. The fact that Kyrie has opted in, Kevin Durant should be happy. They should be on the team. Now let's see if they are on the court, as Matt said. Let's see if Ben Simmons is going to be on the court. Let's see if this team can finally be a team in actuality instead of a team in theory, which is what it's so far been with these guys in Brooklyn.
Yeah, I've always called the Nets an NFT. Like, they have value, but we just can't, like, see it and touch it. Now, Matt, they lost 11 straight games last regular season. They got swept in the playoffs. Why do I still feel like the Nets are the best team in the Eastern Conference heading into next year?
Because they have Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving and a hungry Ben Simmons and a healthy Joe Harris. That's why I think a lot of people will feel like either they're the favorite or a top 3 team in the East, because that's what kind of talent Kevin and Kyrie possess. So it's going to be an interesting season. I think everyone thought, hey, if they can finally get it together towards the end of the season and be on the same page, they can make a run. They showed that couldn't happen, but I think a full season under their belt, really getting to know the likes and dislikes of each other's games and understanding each other like the back of their hand. You throw some other guys in there, now you're talking about a team that has a chance to come out of the East.
So, Tim, we talk about this partnership, KD and Kyrie, KD and Kyrie, KD and Kyrie. We don't talk about Ben Simmons nearly enough because he didn't play last year.
Right.
So this is a prove-it year for Kyrie, but isn't this also a prove-it year for Ben Simmons?
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is a huge prove-it year for Ben Simmons. He has not played a basketball game since passing up that dunk in the fourth quarter of Game 7 against the Atlanta Hawks. That feels like 10 years ago, right? It was 14 months ago from right now that we're talking about going into next season between when Ben Simmons has played in a game and when he'll play now. So, yeah, what is Ben Simmons going to look like? Is he going to be willing to shoot free throws? Is he going to be shooting jumpers at all? Is he going to get on the court? These are all things that we have to know. And for the Nets to be a championship-level team, he has to be out there with those guys. It can't just be KD and Kyrie and these role players. They need the Ben Simmons that we saw in Philly when he was a Defensive Player of the Year candidate and a guy who was a great
Last time he played, he was number 2 Defensive Player of the Year.
He's one of the best guys at setting up open shooters in the league. He should be a guy that's a perfect fit playing alongside Kevin and Kyrie. And frankly, his shooting deficiencies with those two guys, they're probably the 2 best guys in the league to play with him to make up for that. So on paper, great fit.
Exactly.
But again,
so let me get this straight.
We see it on the
One
court.
of the best guys at setting up jump shooters. You've got Kyrie on the team, KD on the team, Joe Harris on the team, Seth Curry on the team. That should be a perfect fit. Matt, what do you expect from Ben Simmons next year?
I expect another big season, as we just discussed. I got a chance I know his trainer really well, Chris Johnson. He happens to train my kids as well, and I'm constantly picking his brain about, what's up with Ben? What's going on? How's his health? How's he feeling? And he said, they've been working hard and expect one of those seasons. And like you guys pointed out, I don't think KD and Kyrie and the rest of the shooting around Ben is going to make his job so easy offensively. He needs to stay aggressive, stay downhill, and obviously take these open shots that I think he's just been mentally scared to take, and understanding that everybody misses shots, but you got enough shot makers around you for you to really come out there, play your game, find your guys, get downhill, put pressure on the rim, but also be a 6'10 guy that can guard anyone from the point guard to the center to really bring a lot of energy on that defensive end as well.
The thing about this whole segment, though, it's just been if this and if that and this
it's
other
the
thing,
NFTs
right?
of the NBA.
They really
are
are.
the NFTs. On paper, champions.
Yeah, that's why people can't quit them, right? But ultimately,
I can't quit them.
You look at that list of the Caesars odds, the other 4 teams were in the second round. The Nets got demolished in the first, right? I need to see.
There were some close games in that series.
I need to see them on the court playing, because Matt's right. Every point Matt has made about this team is right. Like you said about that 5-man lineup, that could be a devastating offensive group. They have to actually get on the court.
If they're healthy and we see them play together. It's been fun playing with you. This just invigorating. Ja Morant's knee injury seems to be healing quite nicely. Here he is in an Alabama high school gym making dunks look so easy. Tim.
I want to see this. We're just doing a dance.
No, this is not a dance.
Whoa. All right.
That doesn't look like an injured basketball player to me, Tim.
No, listen, Ja Morant is my favorite player to watch in the league. Because every time he goes on the court.
Watch him play in an Alabama high school.
Every time he goes on the court, he's trying to decapitate people.
Coming up
it's incredible.
Next, Baker